Hi. Harvey asked me if he could record this. All I ask is if it's a disaster, don't put it on YouTube, please. If I have like a meltdown or something, just delete the file and we're good. Well, for my short talk, I'm going to tell you a little story back from my high school days, and then hopefully try to make it make sense with the lesson. At least how I did it at Ravenswood High School, and I'm assuming I did it here about every other high school. They always had the informal awards and the formal awards where all the seniors got all their scholarship awards and so on and so forth. Well, not my graduating class, but the class right before mine, 2001, so about 12 years ago now. They wanted to make their class motto, "We do what we want," which naturally, no, that wasn't allowed, because no, you're just not going to get to do that. So to get back at them, and I'm totally guessing this number, about 2/3 of the class went and made up their own versions of the senior t-shirt. Had the 01 on it, everybody's signature, had 01, the signature, and then the words, "We do what we want," written right over top of it. They all planned it, and about those 2/3 that bought it wore it to the informal awards where everybody wears their senior t-shirts, which I thought it was funny, being the junior in high school at the time, and about half the teachers thought it was funny, and the other half were ready to have an aneurysm when they saw it. But it was harmless enough. I mean, I don't know of anybody that actually got in trouble for it. For all I know, they may all have, but as far as I know. But, okay, haha, it was funny. But what happens if they kept that attitude into life? We do what we want instead of what we should do. How well would that go? And you can even see this now, especially with Facebook and stuff like that. You can just punch in their name and see what's going on in their life, and you can see the ones who pretty much followed that "we do what we want" thing, those who didn't. Well, let's take a look at this through the Bible a little bit. People decided to do what they wanted, people who didn't. It's not so much Bible verses, I'm just referring you to the book where everything happened in. Way back in the beginning, Genesis, Adam and Eve. Well, we know that story. They ate the fruit they weren't supposed to eat, and they got kicked out of the Garden of Eden. God just pretty much evicted them right out of their home. Happens today to everybody, isn't it? Do something bad, you can't pay the rent or the bills, you get kicked out of your house. Whoops. Go a little bit further. 1 Samuel. Israel demanded a king. God set up the system with judges, and for whatever reason, Israel said, "Oh, this is no good. Let's not do this. We don't like this. This isn't working. Let's do something else." Then kind of went back and forth a little bit. Quick summary is God's like, "Well, okay, but I wanted this." "Well, we don't care. We want a king like everybody else." Well, you see that, and I could go into politics today of people wanting to change things and it blowing up. So rather than causing some political debate, I'll go back and do a little history lesson instead. First example I could think of, French Revolution. They saw the American Revolution in America, and the French people said, "All right, let's do this. We can do this too." Well, problem was, they, even after and during the Revolution, and I saw this in a video series, they showed us at a congregation I worship with in Maryland, French people actually brought in American ambassadors, representatives, kind of as consultants about how to do this, how to do their revolution. Americans replied, "Well, it's not going to work for you. You have too much atheism and too much immorality in your country. It's going to blow up in your face." Well, guess what happened? French Revolution pretty much turned into a disaster. A couple 150 years later, Communist Revolution in Russia. And part of like the socialist, communist idea is to get rid of religion. So pretty much communism in the early 20th century meant atheism as well. Well, Soviet Union isn't here anymore, is there? So that was a disaster. That blew up in their face, all because they decided they wanted to do what they wanted to do. Also in 1 Samuel, you hear about Saul. Saul was the king. Well, he messed up, did what he wanted to do. He blamed the people and said the people wanted it. Well, he wasn't the king anymore after that. Kind of like what happens today. Some politician decides that they want to do what they want to do. There's this or that scandal. They resign, then they try to run for mayor of New York or something. Oh yeah, I actually guessed that right, okay. 2 Samuel, David and Bathsheba. Another good scandal. Just tune in from all your people you know on Facebook now, all these people that had something similar happen to Bathsheba. What happens to them now? There's all sorts of drama that never ends after that. Well, it's like for David, there's never drama that ever ended. And modern day equivalent to that would be alimony, child support, just the person the person you made mad, just telling all their friends how big of a jerk you are. That'd be the modern day equivalent of the David and Bathsheba scandal there. All because David was looking around on the roof and said, I'm going over there. Had he done what he should have done, not what he wanted to do, nothing would ever happen. First Kings, Solomon. Idolatry, all sorts of things, which he kind of realized he screwed up and wrote about, and I think it was in Ecclesiastes, but still, he went down as one of the guys that had it in history, and especially Bible history, as one of the people who had the greatest potential, and he blew it. Israel was never really what it was after that. I think it was the next king right after that. Israel split, all because Solomon did what he wanted to do, not what we wanted to do. And that's pretty much the choice we have. We can do it what God wants, and life will be good. It's like for David, life was good until Bathsheba. For Solomon, life was good until he started practicing idolatry and all these things. For us, life will be good, or at least easier, unless we go off and do what we want to do. And there's all sorts of consequences for us. Some in this life, like I mentioned here, there's all the drama that goes along with those sins. There's health problems with certain sins. Some of you that are my age and older probably know of people that are actually having health problems now because of this or that sin. There's a friend of my dad's. From at least the way my dad made it sound, you could make a whole series of like R-rated movies based off what this guy got away with when he was younger. Well, he was my dad's age, but he died when he was 50 because all that stuff caught up with him. And this is a guy that even became a Christian and got his life straightened out. But from all those sins in the past, they still caught up with him because of that. I mean, even if you can get your spiritual life in order, you still have all those physical consequences as well for doing what you want to do. So, quick summary, don't do what you want, do what God wants you to do, and you'll be fine. Thank you.